So I've made this video a little bit off the cuff, just a thought I had and something I was thinking about today. And I think it's like a trap and something many people fall into, is just thinking about the generational wealth or whatever it is they're trying to get towards, whether that is a financial goal, maybe it's, you know, a healthier body or something. But talking in this video specifically about financials, I didn't want to talk about anything else. So because people are, you know, they're trying to grind, hustle and you know, get towards a better place for themselves, their family, and then you see them, you know, in a few years on social media and they've got quite a lot of things, you know, they've done some really maybe cool things, maybe, you know, not so many cool things, but either way, somehow they have improved their position and they're a lot better off financially. And then you just see them like do stupid things online or try and be this, you know, influencer with faking this stuff, and it doesn't work and it just looks so fake and so unreal. And that's the problem I wanted to address in this video. If you do have this goal and this dream of trying to be something, trying to do something for yourself, and you have such a passion for it and you go after it, and then you get there and it's just like, you know, you're just acting like an idiot and you're being stupid and you're trying to be cool online or whatever's perceived nowadays. Stop focusing on that. And that's exactly and partially why I got this book, because it's all about improving yourself. It's all about becoming a better person. Because honestly, if, you know, all of a sudden now $50 million or £50 million just came into my bank account, and you know, many people will consider that super wealthy, maybe some people wouldn't consider that super wealthy, but if that amount of money just came into my bank account right now, I wouldn't have had to go through all of the struggles entrepreneurship has to offer. I wouldn't have to gone through particular business problems or problems that are happening maybe with colleagues or people that I'm working with. You know, so there's so many people that are just so focused on being that cool guy online. I want to get generational wealth so I can buy a Lamborghini and flex online and show off all my wealth because all my old high school friends are going to think that's really cool. But that is not, there's no purpose behind it. If you're trying to go into something doing that, first of all, you probably won't achieve it because your intentions aren't right. You're not doing it for the right reason. You don't have a real reason, a real passion to do it. But second of all, it just doesn't look professional. And if you're trying to be online to promote your business, which a lot of people are trying to do, or if you're trying to be online to, you know, get an investor interested or something like that, you know, that's not how to do it. That's not how to go about it. And it's such a shame. And I think it's one of the silliest things and stupidest things I see online right now is when those people do achieve that success, whether it's through e-com or drop shipping or the trend you see, they just go off and you know, spend on the Lamborghini to flex and try all these different methods to, you know, try and appear cool or whatever. So focus on the foundations of yourself, because you can't build a house on sand. You have to make sure you've got some strong concrete bases there. You know what you're doing. You have, you know, some good principles. You've done hard things. You've gone through the hard things that entrepreneurship, business has to offer, because it is probably one of the hardest paths to follow. And I don't say that to boost my ego or say, you know, I'm this really tough guy because I'm going through all the stuff I'm trying to achieve. That's not what I'm trying to say here at all. It's just one of the most challenging. You know, you have to be up late at nights, up early in the mornings. You have to do lots of things you don't want to do. And so if you are looking or choosing to go down that path of trying to be the greatest and the best you can, then don't do it for a reason so you can then show your Lamborghini or show your Bugatti online. Right? Have a real passion, have a reason, have a why, and let go of your mind. Stop thinking about the generational wealth and kind of the, you know, the materialistic things that come with it. It's not just about that. It's about building something meaningful, having a community of people you can trust and rely on, building relationships along the way. All those kind of ideas. So let go of that feeling, and now I wanted to talk about the importance of building the foundations and making sure you're the right person to take yourself to that place you want to get to, right? Because we all want to achieve great things, we all want to achieve our version of success, whatever that may look like to you. It could be buying a house, living comfortably. It could be having maybe a supercar, maybe having a luxury penthouse in Dubai or Miami or the current trending places. But whatever your version of success is, I believe we should all go for it. But when it gets to the point where you're trying to flex online, or you're just trying to do things for the sake of it, that's when I think the intention and the meaning behind entrepreneurship, the meaning behind your business has gone. You have to stay true to what you believe in and what you know is right to do in the moment. Even if you don't want to do it, even if you have, a reason to want to show other people about this thing. And what I'm not saying is that you shouldn't, have celebrations. Of course, if you achieve a great milestone, or you buy that car you really wanted, maybe there's a few friends and family that have been rooting for you to get that thing, and you finally got it, and you want to maybe show them. Maybe you don't want to. But what I'm not saying is you shouldn't celebrate. Of course you should celebrate, because that's what happens when, something goes right. So when it comes to building yourself and having the foundations, it is just mainly going through the hard things. Now, in entrepreneurship and in business specifically, there will be many things you don't want to go through. There'll be many things you don't feel like doing, whether it is getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning to send cold emails. That's what I was doing back in October, November time, before I went to school, so then after school I could get back and start filming videos and that kind of thing. And so whatever you don't feel like doing is normally the thing to do. And so it's a weird thing where you have to kind of change your mind to do the hard things, do the challenging things, because that's ultimately what builds the foundations. And when you realise that you've gone through hard things, and then you go see maybe your peer group, your friends and people that maybe haven't done those things, there's just a difference. I'm not saying that you're better, I'm not saying they're worse. What I'm saying is there's a very clear difference between the way you would approach things from then on. And you have to do a lot of hard things. You have to go through things maybe you don't feel like doing, and all that kind of stuff, push through with the discipline you have. And when you go back to the people that haven't seen in a while, maybe because you've been so focused, so locked in on a business or on something else, when you go back, there's a distinct difference between the way you would approach something. Everyone's trying to swerve around it and just use excuses and get past it, but you realise, because you've been so focused, so concentrated on one thing, that the way they're trying to swerve around, you just attack it head on and try and consult and get to the main problem straight away. And that's something that only comes with doing the hard work, with improving yourself. Now, improving yourself, it can be physical. If that's your goal, you can try and get a healthier body, maybe do some workouts or go to the gym or all of these things. That's something you absolutely can do. But also improving yourself in the sense of just sending so many emails to the point where you feel super bored, but you still have to do it anyway. That is another way of improving yourself, because you're making yourself do something you don't want to do. Now, I want to make this very clear. There's probably a lot of things you don't want to do that have no link and are really not important for you trying to get towards your success. In that case, don't do those things. Right? So one of the things you might not want to do is crash a car. Now, obviously, do not go out there and crash a car because you think that's going through something hard. That's not what I mean at all. I mean going through the struggles that come with entrepreneurship specifically, not anything else, not anything out of that category. But going through the hard things, and they may appear on a different scale, I suppose, of how hard it is for you to do, depending on what you've done before and what you're looking to do in the future. If your goals aren't that big and you don't want to, achieve absolutely masses and masses compared to someone else, then maybe the stuff you have to do or the stuff you don't feel like doing won't be as big of a deal as someone who's trying to achieve a lot more than you, right? And I'm not saying any of these things are bad or good, because whatever your version of success is, you should go for that and stick to that and keep going after it with absolute determination, passion, discipline, and you shouldn't stop until you get further towards that place. But if someone's trying to achieve a lot more, they're going to have to do a lot more things that they don't want to do. If someone's trying to achieve less than that person, they're going to have to do a lot less things they don't want to do. So it's all on a scale, it's all on a intensity, if you will, of how difficult and how tough these things can be or would be for you in the future. But drop the ego of trying to be flashy online or trying to show off in a way that it just seems spiteful and revengeful. You have to stick true to you and what you want to do in the future. because every single thing that you do online or in person, you have a reputation, whether you like it or not. And you have an online reputation and you have an in-person reputation. Now, if you're quite far up in business and you've achieved quite a lot, that in-person reputation is going to be really important, because business people that maybe you're talking to, they speak, they have conversations between them about, oh yeah, I met so-and-so and he was a really good person, or he wasn't a really good person, don't work with him. All of these things should be bearing in mind. And it's not about being a fake person, it's about doing the right thing, being true to yourself, and not trying to just achieve this generational wealth before improving yourself. Because generational wealth may come to you. That's something maybe you're looking to achieve. That may come to you, and I hope it does. But first, you have to improve yourself. Don't forget that. Drop the generational wealth, start improving yourself, and the two will meet eventually. It may take 20 years, it may take 30 years, and that's the exact journey I'm looking to go on through this channel. I know it's going to take time. I know it's going to not be easy, and I'm going to have to do things I don't want to do. But I'm more than prepared for it, and I'm here for it as well. So with all that being said, that was the video. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to take it one step at a time.